Every so often a machine arrives that challenges what riders think they know about familiar segments. Expectations shift, assumptions wobble, and you start to notice the details that separate a routine commute from something that feels intentional, focused, and far more expressive than numbers on a spec sheet suggest. It is in those moments that the real story forms. Not in sweeping claims but in quiet contrasts between tradition and modern intent, between what a street bike used to be and what it can become when designers push for sharper responses, clearer purpose, and a bolder presence tailored for real American roads. This video explores one of those machines that aims to redefine how a classic silhouette can behave in daily riding, in weekend escapes, and in the personal space where machinery becomes part of a rider's identity. If you enjoy deep dives into engineering choices, design philosophy, and the road manners that result, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with the next topic you want covered. The 2024 Indian Scout Rogue enters this story as a machine that attempts to bridge heritage attitude with modern street precision. Its presence sits at the intersection of familiar American proportions and a riding style that leans toward immediacy rather than nostalgia. To understand how this motorcycle positions itself, it helps to look at the ingredients that define its character. The low seat, stretched tank, mini ape handlebars, and blacked components form a silhouette that feels unmistakably rooted in classic cruiser DNA, yet the bike signals a desire to move beyond static posing toward a more kinetic identity. The 1,133 cubic centimeters V-twin is central to that mission. Its liquid-cooled design, compact architecture, and strong torque spread raise an early question about how a bike shaped like a traditional cruiser can feel surprisingly responsive in everyday commuting, urban weaving, and longer open road stints. Riders who experienced earlier versions of the Scout line will immediately recognize the shared foundation, but the Rogue trim adds a layer of visual and functional intention. The small fairing, the darker palette, and the wheel choices are all hints that this motorcycle wants to stand apart from its siblings through attitude and usability. None of these changes are cosmetic alone. They influence how weight sits under the rider, how steering inputs register, and how the bike expresses itself in traffic where agility matters as much as comfort. The 2024 Indian Scout Rogue also carries the pressure of expectation. When a manufacturer updates a known lineup, enthusiasts look for meaningful changes rather than superficial updates, especially in a market where competitors experiment with hybrid designs that blend sport-like behavior with cruiser posture. The Rogue responds to these pressures with a mechanical layout that aims to stay approachable. The frame supports predictable manners, the suspension choices focus on stability, and the braking system emphasizes confidence rather than razor-sharp aggression. These choices shape how the bike is understood by riders transitioning from smaller displacements or new riders stepping into the cruiser space for the first time. They also shape the reputation of the model within the broader market where identity and accessibility matter. There is also a subtle question surrounding the Scout Rogue's commitment to rider experience. How does this cruiser offer a sense of involvement without compromising the relaxed ergonomics that make long rides enjoyable? The answer starts with the engine's behavior at low and mid RPM. Its steady pull encourages smooth acceleration that feels composed at boulevard speeds, yet the rev range offers enough liveliness to support spirited moments on open stretches. The torque delivery means fewer downshifts in traffic. The gearing supports predictable, clean thrust that avoids abrupt responses even when the throttle is opened decisively. In these situations, the Rogue feels like a motorcycle designed to emphasize control. It reacts quickly enough to satisfy riders who want engagement but avoids the overly sharp responses that could catch inexperienced riders off guard. Weight distribution also plays a key role. Cruisers often favor long wheelbases and a forward weight bias that contributes to straight-line confidence but can hinder tight maneuvering. The Scout Rogue addresses this through a frame geometry that keeps the bike stable while allowing enough steering leverage to execute tight turns, lane changes, and parking lot maneuvers without demanding excessive strength or advanced skill. The mini ape handlebars contribute to this leverage. Their height and positioning give the rider a spacious upper body posture that reduces wrist strain during extended rides and enhances leverage when guiding the bike at low speeds. As a result, the bike maintains a sense of composure whether it is threading through urban congestion or rolling past highway markers at a steady pace. The seating arrangement further enhances this balance. The low seat height makes the motorcycle accessible to a wide range of riders, boosting confidence during stops and slow speed control. Combined with the forward controls, the riding triangle creates a blend of laid-back comfort and subtle assertiveness that aligns with the Rogue's personality. It is neither reclined nor aggressively hunched, striking a sweet spot that appeals to riders seeking both style and functionality. The small fairing on the front is another example of purposeful design. While modest, it offers enough wind deflection to reduce fatigue on longer rides, showing that the bike's visual edge is backed by real-world benefit. This mix of thoughtful design and accessible performance invites a broader question about what the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue represents in the current cruiser landscape. As rider preferences evolve, manufacturers face pressure to deliver motorcycles that feel contemporary without losing the emotional resonance tied to classic forms. The Rogue answers this challenge by presenting itself as a cruiser that respects tradition while acknowledging the needs of modern riders. It stays true to the aesthetic cues of its lineage while refining handling, comfort, and responsiveness in ways that align with current expectations. That balance is not easy to achieve. Too much emphasis on heritage risks alienating riders who expect sharper capability, while too much emphasis on modern traits risks losing the identity that defines the model. The 2024 Scout Rogue navigates this tension by presenting a cohesive vision rather than a collection of isolated upgrades. Its mechanical setup, styling, and ergonomics work together to create an experience that feels intentional. The model feels like a motorcycle built for riders who want the presence of a cruiser without feeling like they are sacrificing agility or everyday usability. As this segment closes, the key takeaway is that the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue begins its story by redefining expectations placed on cruisers in an urban American context. It carries forward the spirit of its lineage while expressing a renewed commitment to accessible performance and modern riding satisfaction. The 2024 Indian Scout Rogue steps into the second segment with a mechanical and experiential profile that becomes clearer once riders look beyond its surface appeal. Understanding how this motorcycle behaves under varied conditions reveals why it sits in a unique position within the American cruiser category. The engine architecture is the first anchor point. The 1,133 cubic centimeters V-twin uses liquid cooling to maintain consistent performance during hot city days, long highway runs, and stop-and-go patterns that tend to tax air-cooled designs. Its responsiveness under mid-throttle loads is a defining trait. Instead of delivering a sudden surge, it provides a steady, confident pull that reflects careful tuning meant to feel strong without overwhelming riders who prefer predictable reactions. At lower speeds, this behavior encourages smooth rolling starts and controlled inputs during lane filtering and tight traffic situations. At higher speeds, it supports a relaxed yet assertive rhythm that matches the Rogue's physical stance. Suspension choices on the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue also contribute to its character. The front end remains compliant enough to absorb imperfect pavement yet firm enough to maintain feedback through the bars, giving riders a sense of connection often missing from softer cruiser setups. The rear suspension, while limited in travel due to the low-profile nature of the bike, is tuned to avoid excessive harshness. Riders will still feel sharp impacts, but the system manages to neutralize repetitive jolts during longer sessions. This tuning approach reflects a desire to keep the Rogue visually low and aggressive without leaving comfort behind. Cruisers with similar silhouettes often sacrifice usability on real streets filled with patches, seams, and uneven expansion joints. By refining ride quality under these conditions, the Rogue becomes more than a stylized boulevard machine. It becomes a reliable companion for daily mileage. Handling dynamics clarify the motorcycle's intent. The 2024 Indian Scout Rogue uses a frame geometry that blends stability with helpful steering leverage. At moderate lean angles, the bike feels planted, and transitions between turns occur with steady, predictable momentum rather than abrupt directional shifts. This is crucial for riders who want a cruiser that can navigate winding roads without feeling reluctant. While the Rogue is not trying to mimic performance categories, its willingness to follow the rider's line choices demonstrates thoughtful engineering. Some riders may desire quicker steering responses, but the design clearly prioritizes confidence over hypersensitivity. The bike encourages riders to trust its rhythm rather than push beyond its intended pace. Braking performance mirrors this philosophy. The system offers sufficient stopping capability for real-world scenarios, presenting a linear feel through the lever that allows riders to modulate pressure with minimal effort. Stronger braking components might appeal to aggressive riders, but the chosen setup aligns with the Scout Rogue's target experience. It keeps stops controlled and avoids abruptness that could unsettle less experienced riders. Anti-lock braking further supports this predictability by reducing the chance of wheel lock during high-stress braking events on slick or inconsistent surfaces. In practice, this means riders can descend steep urban streets or navigate sudden slowdowns with more confidence, enhancing safety and usability without changing the bike's underlying character. Ergonomics on the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue are another point of interest. The low seat height, mini-ape handlebars, and forward controls create a riding triangle that promotes a relaxed yet engaged posture. This balance helps reduce fatigue during moderate-length rides and gives riders efficient leverage when guiding the bike at low speeds. The handlebar shape contributes to chest-level comfort while still allowing the rider to brace effectively during acceleration or when managing wind pressure at highway speeds. The seat design, while minimalistic, offers enough density to support an hour or two of steady riding before discomfort appears. Riders planning extended touring would likely consider accessory upgrades, but within its intended environment the stock seat performs acceptably. Practical usability reflects the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue's broader design mission. The small front fairing offers a modest reduction in chest-level wind pressure without transforming the bike into a long-distance machine. Storage is limited, so riders who plan to commute daily may explore accessory luggage or compact solutions to accommodate routine carry items. Fuel economy sits within a typical range for a cruiser of this size. Riders can expect a reasonable commute before refueling, though the tank is sized more for style and weight distribution than maximum range. These traits reinforce the idea that the Rogue is crafted for riders who prioritize experience and feel over long-haul practicality. It caters to those who enjoy the rhythm of city cruising, short escapes, and expressive personal rides. Another interesting aspect of the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue is how it positions itself within evolving rider expectations. Newer riders often want machines that combine visual statement with manageable behavior, while experienced riders want a motorcycle that feels engaging without forcing compromises in comfort or accessibility. The Rogue's approach allows it to appeal to both groups. It presents a bold identity while maintaining manners that do not punish less seasoned hands. The engine's measured response at lower RPM, the controlled suspension behavior, and the predictable handling collectively encourage riders to grow with the motorcycle rather than feel overmatched. Material quality and finish reinforce the sense of purpose. The blacked components, the sculpted tank, and the details around the headlight cowl all create a unified aesthetic that makes the bike feel premium without leaning into excessive ornamentation. These touches matter because cruisers often serve as personal statements. The Rogue's darker, more assertive styling appeals to riders who want presence without extravagance. Build quality also influences rider trust. The feeling of robustness in the controls, the stability of the foot pegs, and the density of the metal surfaces provides sensory confirmation that the motorcycle is built to withstand regular use. The 2024 Indian Scout Rogue also raises a subtle question about the shifting identity of American cruisers. Historically, these bikes leaned heavily on relaxed ergonomics and low RPM rumble, emphasizing comfort and style over agility. Modern urban riding patterns demand something more versatile. Riders navigate unpredictably dense traffic, variable pavement quality, and constant speed changes that require quicker reactions. The Rogue acknowledges these challenges through its responsive engine tuning, confident suspension setup, and overall maneuverability. It preserves the cruiser silhouette while introducing traits commonly associated with more versatile categories. The 2024 Indian Scout Rogue begins this third segment at the point where a motorcycle's real identity emerges. Not in isolated specs or first impressions, but in the accumulated experience of how it shapes a rider's habits, expectations, and long-term relationship with the road. Over time, patterns form. Riders start noticing how the bike responds when they are tired, rushed, or simply exploring without urgency. The Scout Rogue reveals itself as a machine built to create a particular rhythm, one centered on steady capability and expressive presence rather than maximal performance. This rhythm matters because cruisers thrive on feel, and feel is created through countless small interactions that build trust over miles. Living with the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue exposes how consistently its character holds up across real environments. Urban riders quickly appreciate its balance between low-speed stability and manageable heft. The bike maintains a calm attitude during tight turns, awkward parking scenarios, and unpredictable traffic patterns. This consistency reduces rider stress. Knowing how a motorcycle behaves in marginal situations makes ownership more enjoyable. Riders who venture onto open roads find the Rogue's highway composure comforting. Its engine settles into a smooth cadence, and its mild wind deflection helps maintain comfort during hour-long stretches. Over longer rides, the stock ergonomics may eventually encourage brakes, but within its intended distance range, the motorcycle delivers a stable, satisfying cruise. One long-term discovery relates to how the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue encourages riding confidence. Riders often begin with modest expectations, especially if they are new to mid-displacement cruisers, yet the bike's predictable responses foster the courage to explore more varied terrain. This growth is not dramatic. Rather, it arrives through subtle expansions of comfort zones. A rider who initially sticks to straight suburban roads may eventually try rolling rural corners. Someone who commutes occasionally may start taking weekend morning rides simply because the bike makes those moments relaxing. These changes show how the Rogue supports skill development without demanding it. The motorcycle adapts to the rider rather than forcing the rider to adapt to the machine. Maintenance and ownership routines also shape how riders perceive the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue over time. The engine's liquid cooling and modern architecture help maintain reliability under everyday conditions. Heat management is effective enough to keep the bike comfortable during slow crawls and summer traffic. Routine service tasks stay within expected intervals, creating predictable ownership costs. Riders who maintain their motorcycles at home will find most basic tasks approachable, though deeper adjustments remain best suited for professional service due to the compact nature of the engine layout. The overall experience presents a motorcycle that asks for normal attention without imposing excessive demands. Aesthetics play a significant role in long-term satisfaction, and the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue benefits from a design that ages well. The darker components resist visual fatigue. They maintain a sense of modern sharpness without relying on overly trendy elements that might eventually feel dated. The small front cowl, distinctive tank shape, and mini-ape handlebars create a cohesive style that continues to look fresh months or years into ownership. Riders often personalize their cruisers over time. The Rogue's platform supports this with options for comfort upgrades, cosmetic accents, and functional additions like luggage or wind protection. The core design serves as a flexible canvas that accommodates personal expression without losing its identity. Economic value becomes clearer as riders spend more time with the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue. While cruisers vary widely in pricing and features, the Scout Rogue earns its place by offering a dependable mix of quality, style, and real-world performance. It avoids unnecessary complexity. Instead, it focuses on delivering a satisfying ride experience supported by proven engineering. This simplicity can create long-term value because it avoids fragile features or technologies that risk growing outdated or burdensome. The motorcycle remains relevant through its core strengths, rather than through gimmicks. The social aspect of owning the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue also shapes its long-term impact. Riders often find themselves approached by others who appreciate the bike's aesthetic or recognize the model's heritage. These interactions reinforce the Rogue's presence as a motorcycle with cultural resonance. It signals enough tradition to feel familiar yet enough contemporary energy to spark interest from younger enthusiasts. This blend helps the bike appeal across generations, fostering connections that add depth to the ownership experience. Another long-term dimension involves how the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue influences rider expectations of what a cruiser should feel like. Traditional cruisers sometimes encourage a slower, more methodical riding style. The Rogue, while preserving comfort, invites a slightly more dynamic approach. This is not aggressive behavior. Instead, it is a willingness to lean into corners with confidence, adjust speed with smooth inputs, and appreciate the engine's responsiveness at mid-RPM. Riders who experience this balance may find it difficult to return to older designs that feel less composed or less willing to adapt to varied scenarios. The Scout Rogue subtly raises expectations by delivering capability without demanding that riders change their habits drastically. The 2024 Indian Scout Rogue enters the summary as a motorcycle that earns its reputation through balance, character, and long-term usability. Its core strengths emerge not from headline-chasing performance metrics but from a cohesive identity that supports daily rides, weekend escapes, and expressive personal journeys with equal confidence. Over the course of this full exploration, the Scout Rogue reveals how its liquid-cooled 1,133 cubic centimeters V-twin, low-profile ergonomics, and darkened design cues work together to create a cruiser that respects its heritage while embracing the needs of modern riders who navigate dense traffic, inconsistent pavement, and varied riding styles. The motorcycle distinguishes itself by maintaining predictable handling at low speeds, offering stable composure on open highways, and delivering an engine response that feels strong yet approachable. These traits make it suitable for riders expanding their skills as well as those seeking a dependable mid-displacement cruiser that avoids unnecessary complexity. Long-term ownership considerations further highlight the Scout Rogue's appeal. Its maintenance rhythm remains reasonable, its components show resilience over time, and its styling retains freshness without relying on overly trendy features that risk feeling dated. Riders often personalize their bikes, And the Rogue supports this instinct with a platform that accommodates comfort upgrades, practical accessories, and aesthetic enhancements while preserving its essential identity. Financially, the motorcycle positions itself as a value grounded in durability and daily satisfaction rather than fleeting novelty. It delivers consistent returns through reliability, solid construction, and a ride experience that remains enjoyable even as newer models enter the market. Culturally, the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue contributes to a broader shift in American cruisers by demonstrating how traditional silhouettes can evolve without losing their emotional core. It blends recognizable proportions with modern engineering in a way that feels authentic rather than experimental. This authenticity fosters long-term loyalty because the bike stays true to its purpose. It does not pretend to be a high-performance machine or a long-distance tourer, but within its lane it excels. That clarity allows riders to trust it, grow with it, and rely on it through everyday patterns and spontaneous rides alike. Ultimately, the 2024 Indian Scout Rogue proves that a cruiser can be both stylish and practical, both familiar and forward-looking. It stands out as a motorcycle crafted for riders who appreciate the intersection of personality and performance. Thank you for spending time with this deep dive. If you enjoyed this breakdown, remember to like the video, subscribe for more long-form explorations, and comment with the next topic you want covered.